Alright, 2015 Honda Civic Si. It's a 6-speed with the K series. We're gonna do a clutch replacement. Alright, it does have a Honda, and we are using a light flywheel, so this one will be fine. If you do get a clutch kit that comes with a different flywheel, you gotta make sure that flywheel meets what is it, the certain specs. So you gotta have a Honda or you gotta have a K tuner on your car for it to work. If not, it'll go into like a limp mode, or it'll start like misfiring. Okay, so just make sure you remember that while you're getting your clutch kits. Basically, I got the battery off, the air filter off so far. That's just, you know, basic ass things. I am pretty much just gonna, you know, take everything out that's out of my way, everything here that's in my way pretty much. This is gonna leave, this is gonna get, you know, taken off, this is gonna fucking leave. Sorry, excuse my language. I'm gonna push it to the side, get all sensors and connectors off, get the linkages off. I'm gonna save all these little bolts here. After that, I will get started on the racking pinion, loosening up the bolts for the racking pinion and sway bar, and then hooking it up to something so that it can stay up there. We'll be getting the tires off. We're going to be taking it off from the ball joints, from the 3 bolts on the lower ball joints from there, and that way the subframe can just drop, you know. So we'll drop the subframe and then get it ready to just you know, crank it out and take this tranny out and put on the new clutch. Alright, linkages off, push them to the side, supports off. Well, not the, you know, transmission support, but the supports for like the, you know, the harnesses and stuff like that, little supports that they have. And clips, don't forget these little clips, don't lose them, keep everything in place. It's only maybe like 1, 2, 3 sensors that are connected. You got the master cylinder over here, so I'll put that to the side. Pretty much, you know, have all the space right here that you need. I have the rack and pinion and the sway bar right there hooked onto each other, you see, dangling. Alright, I took it off from the 3 ball joint, lower ball joint right here. Then you take off these right here. This one right here is the one for the rack and pinion. These are the ones for the sway bar. You only got one right here and one right there for the subframe. Big old heavy ass subframe, alright? So be careful when you're getting that thing out. On this side, it's basically the same thing as the other side. The only thing is that the axle is a bigger on this side. The axle actually sits like right on top of the oil filter housing that's right there. You see that little like C on there? It sits like right on there. So take the 3 bolts that get to the axle. It's like the axle holder for the half shaft, because those shafts come out. You can take off the half shaft, you know, or you could take off the full axle. It's up to you, you know, the preference is pretty much yours. Don't forget the axle nut, you gotta undent it so that you can unhinge it, whatever, so that you can get it out good. The socket size for that one is a 36. Right now, I am pretty much gonna go under there and attack the starter, get the starter off. After that, I'm gonna hit all the bell housing bolts, except for the last 2 up here. I'll put a jack stand on under the engine, and I'll put a jack under the transmission. I'll lift it up, get this transmission mount out of the way. Then I'll sit it on top of the jack for the engine, so it has the support. And then I'll just pull out the transmission. Easy peasy. Well, for the most part. But yeah, it's an easy ass job, and I mean, if you know what you're doing, it's easy. If you know where everything goes, perfect. It is a little tedious, and it is a little tight and weird angles in certain spots, so don't get frustrated, you know. Always, you know, keep your patience, level head. and think it through before you try and do something stupid. You don't want to fuck anything up. I will keep you guys updated. Alrighty, tidy. Well, if your major question was it the clutch? Yes. Yes, it fucking was. Look at that. God fucking damn. Jesus. Anyways. Alright. So we got the clutch right here. These are your bolts. So this is for the pressure plate. Pressure plate. This is the clutch. Clutch has no bolts. Flywheel will be in the back. Flywheel will have the big round ones. Alright. Damn, look at that shit. See that bar over there? Holy shit. Bent as fuck. Okay. Alright. So we will get this out. Jesus, look at that. Holy shit. Okay. Get this bad boy off. Clean everything nice and good. Put the other one back on. And reverse order. Alright, we're back. We're back here. We got the rear main seal. We got air filter, K&N, Royal Purple, the ZD Pro kit, clutch kit, in and out of tie rods, because if you guys saw last time on my other video, that shit is booked. Damn. Sorry. That is completely sideways. Alright. We also got spark plugs, fresh oil change, transmission. Redline NTL is the recommended one. The specific one that they have right now for it is the Honda one, but supposedly they don't sell that one. But this is basically the next best thing. Alright. So I will keep you guys updated. I'm going to replace the rear main seal first, clean everything there. And then I'll do the same thing to the transmission, clean everything there. And then I'll record again as I'm putting this stuff on. Okay, pilot bearing, throwout bearing goes in there flush. Do not smack it in all the way, right? It needs to have the space in the back. Rear main seal installed. That thing sits flush too. Make sure not to smack it in all the way. For the throwout bearing, I use this because it fits in perfectly right there. And then for the rear main seal, I used this end. Smack it in lightly from each side. Alright, this one you gotta be careful with. When you pull it out, as you're pulling it out, this has a little spring here attached, and it pops out. Alright, so just pop it out, and it'll slide out completely. Make sure you clean everything nice and good back there, okay? Because it had a lot of shavings still in the back. Alright, so next step right now is I am gonna put the guiding pins for the pressure plate on the flywheel, and then we are going to slap the flywheel on, and then after that we'll start using our alignment tool, start aligning all the pieces together. Alright, I will keep it going as I'm going, and we'll keep you guys updated. Alright, so what I did is I got the pressure plate and I put it on top of the flywheel. The bigger holes are for the bolts. They're going to be going on there. The smaller bolts, the smaller holes on the pressure plate are the ones for the guiding pins. So, you know, well, let me take this one off real quick. But you gotta make sure you put that thing on evenly, because if not, it's not gonna go in there. Okay, hold on. See? There you go. Well, I gotta take it back out so I can smack that one in, but you get what I'm trying to say. That way you not like, oh, I can't find the holes, you know? What I did is I got a 1/4. Put it on there and give it light taps. There you go. Oh, a little bit more right there. Alright, there you go, all flushed out. So that's pretty much how you want to do it for the guiding pins. And you're all set. So slap this on there, torque it down, and then you can put on your clutch kit guiding tool. Start putting on the clutch, the actual clutch, and then the pressure plate, and torque everything down. Alright, flywheel's on, bolts are marked, everything good. Now, what we're gonna do, I'm bringing you guys for this one, pressure plate, flywheel alignment tool. Yeah, look at that clutch. Look at that. Woohoo! Nice. Alright, slap that on. Make sure having the tool there doesn't matter, okay? Because it's just gonna fall, right? It matters when you're tightening up the pressure plate. So when you're tightening up the pressure plate, make sure you're holding it at the same time, because it'll press the clutch evenly all the way around, keeping your alignment straight. If you let go of it as you're putting the pressure plate on, I know it's gonna be a bitch and a half, but if you let go of it, it's gonna be like slanted, and then your pressure plate is gonna press up on your clutch unevenly. You're gonna wear out your clutch even faster. You don't want that, all right? So it doesn't matter now, but when you got it on, don't forget, little holes are for the guiding pins. All right. Oh, nope. Yeah. Stay on there, stay on. Okay. Swap it over to the other side. Okay, but evenly, please, evenly. Nah. Okay, I think the other side went in first, that's why. Right. Good see, motherfucker. I let go of it. Okay. Okay. Just make sure that it's on the other side, and it's not. Let me put that together. Alright, I got the bolts in. They're running through already. Just slightly all around. Make sure, like I said, keep it straight in. And then run the bolt slowly. See, I felt a little pressure and I backed out. That was it. I felt a little pressure, backed out. Okay. Is he okay? Did he move the bottle? Is that why?
Oh, she was still recording.
My son was playing mechanic over there and it fell. The car fell off. Alright. After that, well, I already obviously have it out, but you know, once it's good, you pull that shit out. These are 19 foot-pounds. If I were you, just like me, I do them crisscross, like starred, you know. That way it can sit evenly. But then again, I do that for all my bolts. Anything that has more than 3 bolts that goes like that, always do it starred and stuff, you know. Anyways, it's on. I'm gonna mark the bolts right now, and then I can pretty much slap the transmission back on and get started with everything else. Mark your bolts. I'm about to do the starter. All bell housing bolts and transmission mount bolts are done. So I'm gonna do the starter right now. And then this shield piece that goes in the back there. And then I'll be swapping out the tie rods. And I'll probably do the subframe. Do the subframe after. And then I'll work my way from there. Alright. Back at it. We got the slave on there. We got the linkages on there, sensors on there, computer, a bunch of connections. The bolts are all marked up there. For the subframe, I only had ran the bolts just a little bit, and then I did sway bar bolts. Right, sway bar bolts are marked on both sides, but everywhere else, I just ran them through. Right, as soon as they were ran through, that's when I went down and tightened up the subframe bolts so that the subframe bolts can go on. You see, they're all just like on there. So right now I gotta mark my subframe bolts because those are already tightened, and then I'm gonna go ahead and do the steering rack bolts, and then do the rest of these subframe bolts, and then this rear support or rear engine mount on the back. And then after that, I can start doing the bolts for these lower ball joints. And then I'll make my way to the transmission fluid, engine oil change. Then I'll finish up with the spark plugs, put everything back together. And I gotta bleed the clutch. And that's pretty much it. Start this puppy up. Alright. Axle bolt, don't forget to dent it in there. Mark it. Bolts, mark them. Alright. Whew. Lower engine mount. Axle bolts right here. 1, 2, 3. Mark them. Axles are in. Lower ball joints. Mark them. Everything's done. Basically, to start up already. I have oil, filter, and transmission oil to do. Right now we're doing the spark plugs. 2 poppets on each side. The rest of the pop, you can just put your pry bar in there and pop it. This just has to go this high up. You don't have to take it off completely, right? But do be careful. It has under hooks. So when you're slapping it back on, these hooks gotta go under, alright? Don't break them. Go under. If it's not going in, it's because you don't have the hooks under. This is just the other shit. You could just pull that out, you know. No one trip out about that. That's all over here on the side. Alright. This one, 12 bolts, 3 12s. Loosen them, and then it'll give you enough slack to give it up, and then, you know, take off the ignition coils. Then you could do your spark plugs, and then put that shit back. Alright. After the spark plugs, the drain bolt for the transmission will be right there. That's the drain right here. Drain. And this one right here is the fill. This is the filling plug, alright? As you're draining it, when you're filling it, as soon as it starts pouring from here, not just drips, right? When it starts being a constant pour, then you can plug it up, alright? That means that it's full. That's good. Engine oil, simple. Put your oil here. Drain plug, filter. Easy peasy. Don't forget to bleed the clutch out. This is the bleeder valve right here. It's like a size 8, I believe. Bleeder valve right here. Don't forget, someone has to be in there. Pump the clutch like 12 times. Hold it, loosen it, and the pedal's gonna go down. Then tighten it, and then the pump pedal should go back up, and then pump it again so it gets the right stiffness again. And then you just gotta keep repeating the process. So it's probably like a 3, no, maybe like a 4 or 6 times that you're gonna have to be doing it in order to get that good clutch feel. Then you just gotta wait like 750 miles and to break in the clutch. And then I think after that it's every 10,000 for an adjustment. But that'll pretty much be it. Alright, spark plugs went in. The other battery wasn't working, it's a piece of shit. Had to put this battery from that car that's not working because the computer is fried out, I guess. So I put this battery on there for right now. And well, what can I say? Everything's marked up, you know. Mark your stuff, put everything back on. As a matter of fact, I did basically touch this one, and I also touched this one. These, okay. So because this one, I disconnected it from the slave cylinder. I didn't break any lines actually, so no fluid came out from the clutch. You don't have to bleed the system out when that's the case. But all right, it's on. It's no check engine light, but all that ABS and all that other bullshit is because this car was in a fucking accident. The airbags blew out and they did like some shitty ass Mickey Mouse on the ABS wires, which is probably why it's doing that. So has other shit to fix, but whatever. The important thing is the clutch works. So this is reverse. Sounds like shit, yeah. Okay. First. Okay. Car works fucking sexy. They're gonna go get a battery right now, and then I'll let the car warm up and you know, take it out for a spin, even though it sounds like total crap. But I gotta make sure all the other gears going fine. But it's not, it doesn't have the check engine light, which is great. That's because it has the Honda on there. Remember, if you don't have a Honda on there, a Honda computer or a K-tuner, this thing will start going into like a type of limp mode. It'll actually start throwing out misfires, right? So then you're gonna have to get a K-tuner, and that's because it has a light flywheel. If you have the OEM flywheel, it'll work fine. It'll work perfectly fine, perfectly normal. But if you put on a light flywheel, you have to have a K-tuner or you have to have the Honda computer. Don't forget that.